and welcome to my channel. This is my first video because I have been putting off making a YouTube channel for so long due to confidence and time, and I just can't be asked, to be frank. But now I can be bothered, now I'm ready to do it. I feel much more better and more confident within myself and within filming as well. So I'm here to do a 22-week pregnancy update on the whole process of being pregnant. So I'm 22 weeks pregnant and I'm also 22 years old, which is very ironic. So today I'm going to talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about like how I found out I was pregnant, how it's been being pregnant, how pregnancy is glamorized and stuff like that. Just my advice on how it's been so far and how to take it as it comes. So how I found out I was pregnant. So basically, I have PCOS. I was diagnosed with it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I swear to God, pregnancy wind. So I was first diagnosed with PCOS about a year ago because I started having issues around 3 years ago in the first year of university. I started having like ovarian problems and pains and stuff like that, which turns out that when I'm during a period, I get these cysts on my ovaries, which is really irritating. So yeah, I have PCOS, so I thought it was going to be very hard to get pregnant, very difficult. I'm going to have to get fertility treatment and stuff like that. So 1 week, that was during my period, I didn't have any symptoms because I also have severe PMS. So when I'm during a period a week before, I get really bad like breakouts on my skin, I get really bad depression, I get obsessive compulsive thoughts and stuff like that. But coming up to the period time, it wasn't happening. My skin was all clear. My mood was actually okay. I was like, what's going on? But I told myself, oh, I could just be having a really good month somehow. You know, a really good month being hormonal, I don't know. So, for some reason, I was telling myself that I can't be pregnant, but then I could be pregnant, then I can't be pregnant, but I could be pregnant. So I decided to go to Boots in the train station and get a pack of 2 pregnancy tests. But I was adamant that I was not going to be pregnant. I thought the 2 lines were going to like just not appear. I thought they were just going to both say negative. But anywho, I went to the toilet in the train station and I peed on the stick, and the instructions said to wait 5 minutes. So I peed on the stick, I put the stick down, and then I had a poo. And then I was playing Candy Crush for a good 7 minutes and I forgot all about the test because I was so into the game, you know, trying to pass the level. I was so into it, and then I looked down and I was like, oh crap, the test, I forgot about the test. Oh my god. I looked down at the test and I was shook. I saw 2 lines on the test and I was telling myself, the test is broke. It's broke, it doesn't work. So I looked at the next test, took it out of the packet, and that one was clear. There was nothing on it, obviously, because I've not peed on it yet. The test was fully clear, so I decided to pee on that one too. That one came up positive straight away. So I can't even explain it to you guys. I was so shocked. I just wasn't expecting it to say positive at all. Like, no. So I started to hyperventilate and cry. I couldn't breathe. I had to run out of the bathroom to go and breathe outside. And then I rang my foster mum and said to her, oh, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't even breathe. So she was just telling me to, you know, breathe slowly, chillax. So when I managed to, you know, speak, I told her I was pregnant, and I started panicking again. I said to me, it's fine, why are you crying? Calm down. And at the time, I was really dramatic. I mean, come on. But I don't think anything can prepare anyone for a test to say they're positive. I think even when people are trying for a baby and find out that they're pregnant, it's still a big shock. It'll always be a big shock no matter what. Even if you've got 10 kids, it'll still be a big shock because it's just a whole different feeling, a new emotion. This was new to me. I'm a first-time mum, first-time pregnancy, stuff like that. So at the time, I just felt all these emotions that I've never felt before. So after speaking to her, she calmed me down. She told me that it's fine. She said, oh, you don't need to panic because we've all got your back and you're ready for this anyway because you're getting old enough now and stuff like that. And also, I think why I panicked is because I was busy doing my university dissertation and lots of work, stuff like that. So I felt overwhelmed with that as well, and this was a new thing that was going to be in me forever. So at the time I was just like, oh my god, what is going on? But when I took it in, you know, I soaked it all up. I became calm. and I felt really good about myself. I was like, oh, I've got a little baby in my tummy. Well, not even a baby yet, a little cell, but they're in my tummy right now, and that's really cute. So I got a train to my boyfriend's house. My boyfriend works a lot, so he wasn't at home at the time. So I decided to tell his mum. So I called her upstairs, she came upstairs, and then I looked at her. Yo, I thought she was gonna whoop my ass. I thought she was gonna look at me and just beat me. So I was so scared. So I looked at her, and then I started crying, and I told her that I was pregnant. And the first thing she did was give me a massive hug and said, it's all right, calm down, sit down. So we sat down together, and I think that calmed me down so much. She was so supportive. We were just talking about like what we're gonna do, how we're gonna handle it and stuff like that, and it made me feel more at ease. I didn't feel as stressed or as lonely. So I give a big shout out to her for doing that for me. And then when Matt came home, I told him, well, both me and his mum told him, and he wasn't shocked at all. I don't think he was shocked. He didn't seem shocked, and I think it's because he already knew, because the week prior to that I was eating so much. And if you know me, you know what I'm like. I like to eat in proportion. I like to eat quite healthy. I don't overeat and stuff like that. I like to be healthy. I like to, when I say diet, I don't mean starve myself, but I just like to watch what I'm eating and like to go to the gym and stuff like that. But for me to eat all these snacks like that, it wasn't me at all. And he was aware. So when I told him I was pregnant, he was like, okay. And I looked at him like, boy, I am pregnant with your child. And he was like, yeah. Do you know what? I think he was shocked, but I don't think he knew how to take it. So he was acting pretty cool about it. But that is how I found out, and I will never forget that day. It was the weirdest day ever, the weirdest feelings ever. But I do not regret feeling those emotions, because I don't know if I feel that again. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about how it really is being pregnant and the things that I never knew about pregnancy before being pregnant. So the first thing is, the first trimester traditionally is kept a secret, and that is because for those first 12 weeks, that is the time when you're most likely, unfortunately, to miscarry. It's a pretty scary time, it's a tiring time. It's the most tired you'll be when being pregnant. So in the first trimester, I didn't really tell people I was pregnant. I only told people that I was close with or people that I was working with, just so they were aware that I wasn't being just a cow, that I was really, really genuinely pregnant. That's why I'm being like this. So I think if I was to get pregnant again, I would tell more people, because I felt so alone in the first trimester. I felt really lonely, I was in pain, I was tired, I felt sick, I couldn't eat anything. And when I say I felt tired, being tired is one thing, but being pregnant tired, Lord have mercy, it is the most tiring thing in the world. I could not, it was so hard to get up. So basically one morning I was getting ready for uni and I just lay on the floor, and my boyfriend looked at me like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just lay here. And he was like, are you not getting the train? And I was like, I am in a minute. And he was like, why are you lying on the floor? And I was like, I can't move. When I think about that now, that's so embarrassing, but it is funny. So yeah, with the first trimester, my advice is, do tell people. You don't have to announce it as much, but tell people that you're close to and people that you trust. So just in case something, he just booted me. Do tell people, because if something unfortunately does happen, you have the right support around you and the right surroundings, because I didn't really have much of that because I didn't tell too much people. So I think if I was to get pregnant again, I would tell people. The next thing is UTIs. So when you're pregnant, because of all this stuff that's growing around your bladder and babies like pressing against your bladder as they get bigger, you're more prone to urine infections. So before I was pregnant, I did get urinary tract infections quite a bit, or water infections. I did get them, but not as much as I do now. So in the first trimester, it was horrible because I struggled to pee anyway, and having an infection, it was even harder. In the first trimester, I had about two to three water infections, and it's horrible. I felt like I lived off antibiotics, and because I was always on antibiotics, I struggled with my mental health, because I thought that me being on all these medication is going to make this one really poorly, which it hasn't, luckily, because it doesn't. But I just thought that in my head, that if I take too much medication, he's going to get really ill and be born really ill. But no, the doctors know best and they look after you very well, so don't panic. The next thing is bloating. So in the first trimester, because of all the water that you're carrying and the water retention, you know, the hormones and stuff like that, you bloat so much. So a lot of people who were in the first trimester, they think that they have a bump, but trust me, it's not a bump. I've got pictures of my bump dates, and when I was like, say, 11 weeks, I had a little bump, but it wasn't a bump, it was a lot of water. And trust me, it is water. So in the first trimester, you do feel quite ickish, because it feels like a bump, but not a bump. It's a lot of, you know, constipation, water and stuff like that. So it's not the best kind of feeling. So yeah. The next thing is mood swings. So I already have mental health problems anyway. I suffer with 2 mental disorders, which is really hard in general. So being pregnant just adds on top of that. So with mood swings, in the first trimester for me, it was difficult because one minute I'd feel really happy about being pregnant. The next minute I'd be crying, saying, oh, I don't want to be pregnant, I don't want a child, and stuff like that. The next minute I'd be excited again, thinking, oh, I've got a life inside of me. And the next minute I'd be crying again, saying, I really don't want a kid, why have I done this? And I felt so guilty for saying that. But I know for a fact it was just, being a mum for the first time especially is something that you just can't prepare for. It's a whole new thing. So never feel guilty about feeling stressed in pregnancy, because it's a big change for your body and through life in general. The next thing is, this is TMI, so I'm just going to warn you about it, it's disgusting. But the next thing is discharge. So obviously women in general, we all get discharge because it's a healthy thing, it's our body's cleaning itself. But when you're pregnant, especially in the first trimester, you get so much discharge. It is disgusting. I got so much and I panicked and I rang the midwife all the time saying, what is this? And it's normal. They said to me, as long as there's no blood in it, and as long as it's not really, really yellow or green, as long as it doesn't have a weird smell, then you're all fine. It's healthy. It's just your body protecting your baby from, like, you know, infections and stuff like that. It's completely safe and it's good for your body. So don't panic about it. The next thing is the glamorization of pregnancy. So before I was pregnant, I thought pregnancy was so cute due to, you know, celebrities being pregnant, how people glamorize it and how movies make pregnancy look. Sis, that is not how pregnancy is, and I wish I knew that. People tend to forget about you as a person when you're pregnant, and by that I mean that they forget about your mental health. So throughout this whole time being pregnant, people have always asked me, oh, how are you on the bump, and oh, I bet you can't wait to be a mum and stuff like that. And I already suffer with mental disorders anyway, so when I went to my 20-week ultrasound, a question what I got asked by a midwife made me cry because I was so happy to hear it. And she said to me, how are you in general? How is your moods in general? How are you coping? And it felt really good to be asked that, because I'm not saying, I can't explain it. Pregnant women are still women and we still have a mind of our own. Yes, we are carrying a human, but we don't think about a human all the time. Okay, well, we do, but it's not something that's always on our mind, because we've got other things on our mind. You know, for me, I've got stuff in my mind like moving out, buying stuff for my baby, and it's a lot of stress that I'm going through right now. I'm trying to be positive, and also we're in lockdown, which is even harder to do anything in general. And I can't do things like have a baby shower. My boyfriend can't go to my antenatal appointments. I can't go to antenatal classes because they're not open right now. And it's just stuff like that. It just kicked me. But yeah, the glamorization of pregnancy just isn't it. It's not how films make it look. It's really tiring, it's really stressful. And to be frank with you, I don't know if I'd do it again. But I just can't wait to meet my son. I cannot wait to see my little baby boy. I'm so excited for that. And here's my favourite part of the video, which I couldn't wait to get to, and that is things not to say to pregnant women. First thing is, oh, it's too early, don't get excited yet. So I was told this by so many people, and I know people are looking out for me, you know, because bad things unfortunately can happen in the first trimester, which I fully understood. Anything can happen, because so many people said to me that I shouldn't get excited yet until a 12-week scan. Throughout the first 12 weeks, which is a long time, trust me, I was a nervous wreck. I was constantly running to the toilet to check for blood in my knickers. I couldn't sleep. I was having these horrible nightmares, having panic attacks, because I was constantly thinking that my child's going to slip right from my fingers. And it was just a horrible thing. So if a lady who's in early pregnancy tells you she's pregnant, please just congratulate her and leave it as that. The next one is, oh, you're tired? Wait till the baby's here. Listen, hen. I know babies and children in general are very knackering to the human soul, but think about it. I am very hormonal right now. I am carrying a whole life inside of me, and he's a heavy ass life as well, and it's going to get heavier and heavier, and I am feeling things I never felt before, and this baby is taking up 50% of my energy. 50%. So I am knackered all the time. So please don't just come up to me and take the mick and laugh at me and say, oh, you're tired now, wait till he's born. I get that. I know I'll be tired and sleep deprived. I understand that. You think I'm pregnant and don't expect that? What do you think I'm thinking? Oh yeah, when I have my kid, I'm not going to have him anymore, he's gone through the window. No, I know I've got to look after him, I know it'll be tiring, but please, just let me be tired. This is one, like, for all pregnant ladies of any size, and it is, oh, your bump looks a bit too small, or your bump looks a bit too big, is it twins? So, as pregnant ladies, we panic a lot and worry a lot about our child's well-being, because nobody grows the same, nobody weighs the same in pregnancy, trust me. Everybody grows differently in different pace. So to tell a woman that her bump's too small or too big, it'll either make us feel very insecure or very scared for our child's health. So what I've learned is with my hospital is they don't check your weight anymore. They only checked at the 8-week appointment, and that's just to see how you'll be in general. But after that, they do not weigh you, because no woman weighs the same, like I've just said. No woman, you know, gains the weight in the same areas. Some people lose weight pregnant, and that is fine. No one's the same. So if you see a lady who's, you know, pregnant around like my size, or she's a bit smaller, don't say to her she looks too small or too big, because trust me, her baby will be fine, because the midwives know best, the doctors know best, and mamas know best. The last one is, what's your birthing plan? Okay, the only reason why this annoys me is, I know people don't mean to annoy us, but it's annoying because we can't really fully plan out our birthing plan. We can choose what we'd like to do, but in the future you don't know how a child's going to come out. So some kids are born through C-section due to preeclampsia, infection, being too small or too big, or just unwell or have heart problems, stuff like that. So when you first get pregnant at the 8-week appointment, they do ask you what your preference would be. And I said hospital, and I picked hospital because I'm a very panicky lady. I like to have as much medical attention as I can around me because I panic about everything. And unfortunately, places like birthing centres are shut right now because of the quarantine and COVID-19. And water births, I don't know if they're still being done. Or are they? I don't know. But I don't think they are because of what's going on. So unfortunately, us pregnant ladies are most likely doing hospital births. So to ask us what our plan is right now is really inconsiderate, and it's just inconsiderate in general, because if our kids are born unwell, which hopefully not, then we're going to have a full C-section, so be careful. Okay guys, before I do my bump date, which I'm excited to do, I'm going to talk about this bounty pack. So when you first go to your first clinical appointment, which is around 8 weeks, you get this bounty pack, and it comes with stuff like your green files, which you'll need when you're pregnant because it's got all the stuff in it, every appointment you go to. And it also comes with little leaflets, like tips on breastfeeding and stuff like that, and tips on how you can like donate your placenta cord. I never knew your cord had special bloods in it. You can donate it because it's good for like certain cancers and stuff like that. And they also come with, what's that? Sanitary pads, like I was talking about discharge, guys. They come with those. It's a really handy little pack, I love it. Love a good freebie. The last thing I'm going to talk about, guys, is the bump date, which I know y'all have been waiting for. So, with my bump, well, I'm going to say that it shrunk, because when I was obviously in the first trimester, I was swollen a bit more, you know, with tension and stuff like that. So it's like an actual bump now. So a lot of pregnant ladies usually feel their babies kick around, I don't know, I think it's 17 to 22 weeks. But when I got to 20 weeks, I still felt nothing. So I panicked and spoke to the midwife, and the midwife said, oh, maybe you can feel them. but you're just not aware of them because a lot of new mothers are not aware of their baby's kicks. So I used to lay there and try to feel it, and I still couldn't feel anything. And then when I was 20 weeks and 1 day, I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning and I felt little jabs in my left hand side, and I was like, oh, is this the baby? And then I was like, oh, that's a bit late to be feeling my baby. What's going on? Is it because I've got more weight on me? Why do I feel like I'm missing out on something? So then a few days later, I went to my 20-week appointment, or 20-week scan, and we found out that I have an interior placenta. So my placenta is right at the front of my stomach, literally right at the front here, which is cushioning my poor son, which is why I couldn't feel him until now. So up to this day, his kicks are not strong yet, but they're getting stronger, trust me. When he's got the hiccups, I can feel the hiccups, and when he's uncomfortable, I can feel him because he starts to kick so I can turn around. So it's getting cuter and cuter by the day. Okay guys, here is my bump. Yeah, it has shrunk a lot because, like I said, it's not bloated no more. So this is my natural size now. This is just the size of my bump. I'm not bloated, I'm not eating much, I've not drank much. And one thing you will get, well not everyone gets, but most people get when they're pregnant, is the belly button starts to poke out. And they also get a linea nigra. The linea nigra is basically pigment or melanin in the skin that comes out more due to hormone. And I got this when I was around 12 weeks. That's when I got it. And your boobs do grow as well, as you can probably see how juicy mine are looking. But that was my 22-week update, 22 pregnancy update video. I can't talk today. Baby brain. That was my 22-week update on being pregnant. I'm glad you all watched it, guys, and thanks for the support. I'll keep trying to do, you know, weekly updates until he's born, but I am not a consistent person, but I will try. But thanks for watching, guys. Mwah.